It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the three of us.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't an ordinary person. It's so frustrating.
You're just...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're
here? We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries, not servants.
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It's been several days since Ganyu left for Jueyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the Illuminate. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Jueyun Karst and bring the Adepti the latest news about the crisis. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities by now, but she's disappeared.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour.
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, she's been nothing but the most conscientious person. Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying there is still so much to do. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack off.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right?
It's because of this absurd workload of hers. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would simply be a matter of changing our work environment.
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
We don't even know how long we've been working. We feel guilty for taking even a short breather like we are now.
Looks like you got a serious emergency on your hands.
Speaking of Jueyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you can go in and out of there as you...
Of course! We've been there lots of times.
That's good news. Could you go to Jueyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? Preferably before we collapse under this workload. We're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu.
It's about time she came back.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up...
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mount Aozang? We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there. Standing over there! That's Ganyu! We finally found her! Just sharpen my spear! Ganyu! Here you are!
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact...
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore?
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and flows. It was meant to be. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to discover that I had been replaced by Baiwen, Baishao, and Baishu. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. Since the Qixing gave me a chance to leave with dignity, I decided to be tactful as well. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun Karst. Looking at the clouds floating among the mountains brings me peace of mind. I feel better now.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer, we're terribly sorry. We just...
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon this land.
Wow, you Adepti really are impressive.
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. Ah, a matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own companion in idle talk for many a year. Ah, yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth shall one apprise you of, perhaps?
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your friends would like to hear of it.
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it!
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep.
Wow!
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her wailing of a monster she had seen.
Cloud Retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
Ah, one's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
And you did the exact opposite. Impressive.
Be that so? Huh. But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival. One cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst shall not be good for her. One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thoughts. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer. One hopes that you will accompany her.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't given up on her. She's got it all wrong. Anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking about?
Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her behest, one has organized training for her to achieve that end. She should be in the southern part of Mount Aozang right now, preparing for the trial.
Huh, is that so? Let's go take a look then! Ganyu?
Why did you come here? Is that so? You really are interested in the ways of Adepti. This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like the training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is...
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not inferior to... If you're ready, we shall begin the...
There's a lot of gliding around. It does feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with. A really awesome shooter!
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. We've completed the task. What do you think? Hardships are a fact of life, both for the Adepti and humans.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by...
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Xiao. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared?
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that he's already waiting for me. Come along if you're interested.
Of course we are. Let's go.
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of humankind.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer. I
don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. It must create a lot of confusion. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true—
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, the trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I'm ready. Next on the agenda.
The trial's begun! Paimon can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed. We'll evolve.
Next on the agenda, I can fix this! Opening box of Adepti tricks.
No one escapes my sights!
Faster, go. I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit your training. Only you can evaluate the result of this trial. You'll progress.
Understood.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll have to...
Have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't deal with?
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adepti! Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim. Huh. He can handle any battle, but talking to strange humans...
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say that I'm
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half-hearted. Doesn't matter. What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point, huh?
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
For free? Do you mean that you charge?
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned. It would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man, always nagging me.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardships. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fairy tales.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Ugh, how dare you reprove me? I bet you came here looking for the Adepti...
He might sorta have a point. We did come here looking for...
Enough! Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're useless. I'm leaving.
Nobody's stopping you. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his behavior. I thought that coming back to Juyun Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel like an adept, but being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an Adeptus,
It's true! Just believe us!
All right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. If I'm proven right, I'll return to Juyun Kar.
It's a step in the right direction. Let's go!
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there! You don't want to turn back now.
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me.
That's right! Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. The first thing, let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
Faster? Okay, faster. The sound of the waves, the smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look...
Well, I used to be so busy.
Huh. That's true. Ganyu seemed to be...
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it It put me in a certain mood. Similar to the one I...
Why, isn't it? I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here.
This old man called her Little Miss Ganyu.
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and I am the one who is yet...
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
What? This grandpa is a member of the Qixing? The same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be... In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and wordy old man.
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person.
Oh, little Miss Ganyu.
Uncle Tien, a person of your standing should really stop calling me Little Miss Ganyu.
Oh, my apologies. It's not intentional, just a childhood. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades now.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary. It's nothing worth...
Talking about secretaries... Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu?
Yes, she works at Yuehai Pavilion and she's my junior. How can I help her?
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up now. May I trouble you to meet her at UAI Pavilion? She just needs...
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character. Just like that, huh? Let's move then to UAI Pavilion.
Love life?
Whatever. I'll just kill them.
Miss Ganyu. I don't know why, but seeing you brings...
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered. I heard that you've encountered some problems, and came to see if I could be of some help.
My father asked you to come, didn't he? Abusing his status as a member of the Qixing to trouble you.
Don't worry.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also...
So, what can you tell me about...
Where should I start? There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of two stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique, without any evidence.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be...
Well, is there any
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy...
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique. In that case...
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique.
Yes, you're right.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. I suppose you're about to place a big order.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from UAI. Should we need to place such an order, we would
What? Second Life? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng. He's still...
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on the...
Tax records? Thriving?
Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr. Bolai?
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty tricks best. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy in them.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's...
Oh, of course. Line by line and word by... Here, I found it. That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. and he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace of it.
I told you so.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny it?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might...
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have...
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once...
I'm afraid
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and...
that's so
I'm fine. Not scared.
Welcome. I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but
Chingsa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Paimon's sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Don't worry. Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever.
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been... Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice?
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order. How could I forget?
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't have any evidence to bring it...
But... I'm not...
What's that supposed...
I only do my woodwork and display finished wares here. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse west of here. But some troublemakers have recently moved there. Since you need that invoice anyway...
So that's what happened.
I'll leave you to it then.
Take back the warehouse.
Wait, I think I saw one of...
Oh, Paimon Season 2! It's one of the Fatui!
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's we won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui. Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. My intuition as the secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
Frozen. Chris, you'll get frostbite. flesh is preserved.
No escape!
The bone. It's no problem.
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us—
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth. There's no—
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatu—
Fine. If you really want to know, then
About to... what?
pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to—
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh— Think about it. I'm here alone, and Jinxa Village is nothing more than a retirement spot.
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does...
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries. That's all.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I also feel—
Whoopsie!
I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents my personal views.
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the ministry—
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to—
Paimon's in!
Darn you. How can you—
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have—
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal is to get the—
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hero churros. Let's show them what we got.
I taste blood.
Life goes on.
All clear. Hey, let's look around for the invoice. This one is an invoice from One Min Restaurant. This one is Wangsheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too!
I'll race you there! I'll race you there! That's cheating!
This one is Second Lives! We finally found it! Let's bring this invoice back to Roy.
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
Oh, I hope it... I promise to help. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction.
Oh, thank you so much.
Agreed. How about...
Isn't it? Huixing, from the Yuan. I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declaration. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any
Groundless accusations? But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately.
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of—
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling. Time for the finishing blow!
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
I'm Master Lu.
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent from the tax record.
I didn't think you'd find out.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Balai.
Balai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I don't think you'll need my guidance.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu. I can...
That's good.
I must say, your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and...
It's actually one of your...
my fault.
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them... That's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position. I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's... So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play...
I can see it now. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu.
Ganyu solved both Huixin's work and family.
Oh, you've helped me so...
That's not necessary.
Then let me treat you to a meal.
Alright, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat. Oh, come on. It's just a meal.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet there.
All right. We dare not refuse such generosity.
Ms. Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Sure.
That's so kind of you, Huixin. You would...
Truth be told, apart from thanking you...
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with, just tell me...
Oh, no, I don't really need help.
With pleasure.
Even though I have the utmost... I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, I can't compare myself to such an
I disagree. You're a great secretary.
Thank you. Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my footsteps. At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy... But after all that happened this time, I've made up my mind.
So... what made you change your mind?
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as her senior colleague. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her your mom used to do it like that. It'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance in 20...
Huixin, I never thought that I meant so...
Just like when you showed me my father's trick.
Witness. It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue harp, but I've always regarded it as nothing more. Huixin, you don't know how important those words... You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor. They rely on me, accept me, and long for me to bear witness.
Oh, of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right. That's why I can...
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered up!
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight for my place. I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing secretary. Regardless, I'll go back. I'm afraid that it might have all been... No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving all...
Baisha, are you okay? Did you... Look! Look who's back!
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for...
Not at all! We wouldn't have survived long enough to...
Miss Ganyu, we've missed...
That's so kind of you all. Given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duty.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human world to save...
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this strenuous work, please.
All right, I see. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course.
Oh, finally.
Yes. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand.
Sure, but are you...
Let's cross that bridge when we come.